Hey fam, it is Circle Back to Sunday, and you are not going to want to miss what we have got going on here with some fun laughter, some great conversation. Let's apply it to our lives in both spiritual and physical, maybe even a little bit mental. And of course, there's going to be lots of wheezing and laughter and making fun of each other because that is what family does. Hey, we're going to lean into questions that you may have about spiritual things. We're also going to talk through the sermon series and get into the Word. You're not going to want to miss this time together. I'll tell you what, welcome to Circle Back to Sunday. Hey, we are having a good time already, let me just tell you. Speaking of people that will leave you hanging, though, Trey Harper, I had to give him, this is our code to know if you're being serious with me or not. Because he was, telling me stuff, and, he'd be like, hey, I got to tell you something. And, he's like... He can do the face. Yeah. I cannot.
Oh, he can.
And I would be like, okay, and in it to win it, and it would be something so stupid. And I'm like, you can't do that to me. My heart was racing. So now if he says in a court of law, then I know that it's for real.
It's for real.
Except though, I'm a little mad at him because he abused it a couple weeks ago. He said in a court of law, and it was not actually serious. And I was
Trey.
Yeah, he shredded that confidence, but we'll get it back.
I'm a little salty with him because he stepped all over my toes Sunday.
I'm telling you what, that message was good.
It was.
We are in a series now talking about spiritual warfare, and just the fight that goes on in the heavenlies and here on earth. What we get into, and it is legit. Let me just go ahead and say it. It is so good. But also when you go through things like that, when you start talking about things like that, this thing is in my face, y'all. You have to know that you've got to be prayed up. Yep. You have got to make sure that your family is covered, that your friends are covered. I think I've prayed harder for my friends and my community than I have in a while because I know we're about to face opposition because Satan doesn't like it when we're learning about it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it makes it easier. But talking about being in a fight, all right? So if you were stepping into the championship ring and you's about to take somebody out, first off, if it's us three, my money's on Amy. But but if you had a fight song, a walk-up song, so to say, what would your walk-up song be?
Mine'd be Crazy Train.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I
know. Listen, that
I got your back.
that guitar riff though is like,
Yeah.
it just instantly makes. It's almost like you can't really hate the song "Sweet Home Alabama" because every time he plays it, just kind of puts you in a. You don't have to love it, but you kind of like it when it comes on. I think mine would be win, 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 no matter what.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, that's it.
All I do is win. Everybody's hands go up, and they stay there.
And see, it just instantly puts you in a good mood. And I do like to win. I don't like to lose, so there's that. Yeah. What about you, Ames?
So, Armies by KB.
Okay.
I love rap.
Oh, you do.
And then once, I give my life to the Lord, I can't listen to half the rap I used to listen to. So, I
trap music.
Yeah,
trap music.
Yeah, stay away from the trap music nowadays.
So, when Kaysen was playing coach pitch, so it's been a few years for baseball or whatever, I think it was their 8U or something. They made it really far in the tournament. We went to Western and played, okay? So, it was really far in the tournament. And at that point in time, some of the moms, we'd all been together. One of them was my sister, all of them, we were, kind of close. Mm-hmm. And so we decided we was going to make walk-up music for them because you don't do that in Little League. You're actually not allowed to. And so we had our outdoor speaker and our thing or whatever. And so all these kids are coming out with, things like Crazy Train and Win, Win, Win or whatever. No, if you know my Queso Babo, he is just the most precious little human being ever. Everything is just sunshine and rainbows in his world. His was Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog by Elvis.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
He was the only one that had anything like that, and I just love it. I do too.
So
and I just think it's fun because honestly, he's my rap kid. He loves rap music. He's all the time trying to make sure that he can get those parts or whatever.
I heard him rap just a little bit.
He loves it.
He did some rapping at summer kickoff.
He did. He's eat up with it. Let me tell you. But for him to do Elvis, Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog.
Did he come out dancing to it or anything?
I love it. No, he's real cool, calm, and collected.
Oh yeah.
Now the rest of us in the stands was having a good time, but it was just funny because I was like, that is so you, so chill and go with the flow. You could care less if we're winning or losing. He's hilarious. But
the wheat spirit.
Pastor Trey was talking this week about being in a fight. It's spiritual, and typically we feel like we're losing at it, but I do think that there's lots of tools that we can use. And even when Pastor Mason was talking about the other day, like, we're not on the same level. We're not on the same playing field. Like, it's not good versus evil, universal, like unilateral.
Right.
It's good versus evil. Like, we've already won, but we come into the fight like that. But sometimes that fight, like, leaves you drained, exhausted, anxious, like all of the things, and it's hard. But Ephesians 6:12 says we're not fighting against flesh and blood. So there's a lot more that's going on. I think it's hard for us to keep that in mind, though, when we're fighting, don't you? I mean, like, you want to fix it in the flesh, especially if it's a person. Like, you want to resolve it or fight you in the flesh. And instead of thinking that it's also in the heavenly, like something else is happening behind that person. Yeah. So what would it look like if we actually fought the right enemy and not just fighting the person in front of us?
Yeah, I mean, I think personally, just whenever I am facing a battle, when I can take that moment just to remind myself that my battle isn't against a person or it is a spiritual battle. It changes how I fight.
Yeah.
Just that revelation alone, it changes how I pray. It changes how I look at people that hurt me.
Yep.
You know, it changes everything. So
I will say too, like, I've had a person in my life that has kind of been, I would say, a thorn in my side, but more a thorn in my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I think through why they don't like me often, which is also a character flaw, because I'm always worried about someone not liking me. Like, it just is who I am at this point in time. But I started praying for them, and I don't think about it near as often. Like, I think it just changes the atmosphere and the way you look at that person.
It does. Definitely.
And
there's so much power in that too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially even because I'm petty Betty sometimes. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh,
Like,
not the petty.
I am definitely petty. But so, like, sometimes, you know, you want to be mad at that person, or they do something to you and you're like, you want to say something back, and you're like, I prayed for you today. Like,
ooh.
I'd be using
That's
God as a
weekly
little
thing for me.
petty.
I pray for you.
Probably not. I can struggle with pettiness,
I'm just
but
glad
I'm the
that
one that just kind of pulls away.
No, I'm
and
petty.
I'll quit showing up, and then it's isolation gets me.
Yes.
That's when the enemy gets me.
No,
So,
I'm passive aggressive. And my character flaw is passive aggressiveness. Very much so.
I wish you hadn't told me
Petty
that. Now
Betty.
I'm gonna be
Looking for
processing
it?
everything you say.
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have
petty
friends
with
that
me.
hold
I am.
me accountable, because I feel like
Yeah.
I can be petty too sometimes.
Yeah.
And if somebody says something, I'm like, I'm gonna say something, and then I've got those friends. I'll be like, don't do
You
it.
know what?
Don't do
Next
it.
time you text me and said, "Hey sis, I'm praying for you," I'm gonna be like,
What I do. No, that ain't it. No, like, I would say, like, some of my friends, I can say just, you know, bluntly, I would say it's usually outside of my community that I'm passive aggressive or petty with. Like, one time I had this realtor, it was a very, like, tense deal. And she had the sellers, I had the buyers, and she accidentally texted me. It was right when the undo sin
I remember you
came out.
telling
Yeah.
the story. Yes.
So she texted me, I don't know, I think this might be the most inexperienced realtor I've ever
Yes.
seen. She had her license for 2 years. I've had mine 11, like hundreds of transactions. And so then she undo sinned, but I'd already read it. And so every time I texted her or emailed her, I signed it with your experienced realtor.
"That's not petty at all." Yeah.
I'm petty Betty, but stuff
Yeah.
like that just gets under my skin, especially if it's not true. But I do think that praying for them, looking at them in the eyes of Jesus, even the situation, definitely changes the atmosphere of my mind and my heart. I had a situation happen last night with work, and these people are going through it, and I've told one of them that from the beginning. And so normally that would make me anxious. Like, I would be in my head about it. And last night I was like, God, there's nothing that takes you by surprise. And I just started praying for both of them. And I'm like, that's what I needed to do. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and worry about it and how I can fix it. Like, I'm just going to pray for them.
Prayer is powerful.
I definitely
It really
think
is.
so. When's the time you thought you were having a bad day, you know, that things were just going wrong, only to realize that it was spiritual? You know, like there was underlying factors, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of maybe an instance. I don't know.
A bad
I
day.
don't know about a bad day, but like I can go back to bad seasons maybe.
I was thinking seasons.
I can look back in a season in our marriage when it was absolutely, it had fallen apart, irreparable. And just moving into that season, how we allowed the enemy to come in. Like now we're on the other side of it. God used that for his glory, and we've learned some things through it, and our marriage is better than it's ever been. And but during that hard season, how we allowed the enemy to come in and divide our marriage, arguing a lot, not operating out of grace and mercy, you know, and how those small things turn into big things and they compound. Before you knew it, our marriage had fallen apart.
Yeah.
And it's crazy when you were talking about how you had started praying for that thorn in your mind, that person, because that's how, when you said that, I went back to, wow, that's how God restored our marriage.
Yeah.
We had gotten to a place where I was healthy, but you know, there's still a lot of damage
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
And I remember I had just entered into my relationship with the Lord, and I made a prayer list. I started making a prayer list and praying every night. And on the top of that prayer list was to pray for Larry. And I was secretly praying for him. And he was praying for me. And how God honored those prayers, and, you know, was able to start the process to restore our marriage.
Yep.
And but I mean, I think back, like, what if I'd have stayed petty? Because there was a lot of forgiveness that had to take place on both sides.
For sure.
You know, and just setting that aside and looking at, you know, that was a spiritual battle. The devil, the enemy, he wants us to fight with one another, because if we're busy fighting with one another, guess who we're not fighting against?
Yep, that's exactly
We're
right.
not fighting against the gates of hell. We're not fighting against him because we're busy fighting with one another.
Absolutely.
And that's what he wants.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think in that season, I know that you were still in small group, and that whole community was praying for you.
Absolutely.
So how much more, if we're not focused on each other, but we're praying for each other, do we accomplish in spiritual mindsets? You know what I mean? In spiritual battles, when we're doing it together. Like I could say that I could go into battle by myself and I might get through one or two people, but I'm not getting through the army. But if we go in together, then we're getting through
stronger.
the army.
Right.
Army, yeah.
Right.
So I think that too, letting people know, be vulnerable with people, letting people know where your struggle is. Like, I know I have a few friends that when I'm having an anxious day, I just text them and say, there is literally nothing happening, but my mind is being attacked. Please pray for me. It's being vulnerable. Like, you want to know, you want people to think you've got it all together.
Right.
But you don't.
I am the worst at that. I am.
And here's the thing. I am the type of person, I just can't. I'm not wired that way.
Yeah.
I wasn't, you know, I was raised a little different, you know, and you hide those weaknesses, and I'm not vulnerable with everyone. My walk, my testimony has kind of wired me that way a little bit. But I do have my people.
Yep.
And so I think we have to realize being vulnerable doesn't mean we're vulnerable with everyone.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
But that
boundaries
is
for sure.
the power of a small group. That's a power of Christian community. That's what is the help me out, the military, your six or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, that's,
yeah.
those are your people that you go to when you're having those days.
Absolutely.
Because there's some days, like, y'all, I get up, I put on the full armor of God. I'm ready to squirt hell with a water gun.
That's right.
Like, you know, I see it. Oh, I thwart you. Like, you know, all the things. But then there's some days that I am weak. I'm tired. I'm
Barely getting
I'm
the words out.
struggling, and I can't. And if I don't reach out to someone, that's when that thorn takes root in my mind. That's when I wake up in the middle of the night. That's when I start saying, "Oh, well, you know, they acted some type of way towards me, or I was forgotten, or I was like all the things. I wasn't invited, you know, whatever."
Yeah.
And I will pull completely away, and that's where the enemy wants me.
I
is
overthink a
completely
lot of
isolated.
things also.
Oh, same.
That's where my brain goes.
Very much
I'm like,
same.
But petty doesn't get you nowhere.
No.
It just puts you deeper into it.
It makes you
and
feel
then it gets
ickier.
worse.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought about when Pastor Mason said a week ago or whatever, when he was talking about like not being on the same playing field, but also how much credit we give Satan that he shouldn't deserve or get. And I was thinking about that with even just this one
He
instance.
said that was stupid, by the way.
He did.
He
Likes to say some.
You think that you're dumb? No, dumb. That was it.
That was
dumb. You're dumb.
Yeah, you can't tell people you're dumb. That's what he said. Also, Pastor Trey told people to shut up on Sunday, and Mason looked straight at me and said, "See, he said it," because he said it on the podcast. And I said, "You can't tell people to shut up." But when I got to thinking about it after that, and I was like, so I've been loving this person with Jesus. Like, they know Jesus, but they don't know me through Jesus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't know me as an adult, as a grown woman, those types of things. And so I've been praying for them, and I've been showing them who I am in genuine form. And like reaching out or dropping things off or whatever it may be. And when he said that, like how we give Satan too much power, we give the enemy too much power or whatever, or credit, that's what I was doing. I was thinking, I've been saying that this person is this, and this, when really they ain't losing sleep over me.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not losing sleep over anything else. It's mine. So it's a thorn in my mind, not theirs. I'm praying that away, and I'm still going to pray for them, and I'm still going to love them, but I'm letting it go. Like, I don't have to prove myself. And I think that that's where my mind is, where Satan attacks the most.
absolutely.
My physical well-being is whatever. I think if he can get to my mind, he can get to anything, though. Like, because it does shut me down.
Build your own narrative, write your own story.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's where the power of small groups come in.
Yeah.
They're there for
Absolutely.
you. But also, I have some friends where they can see it before I can see it.
Yep.
Because
Absolutely.
I put up a wall and I try to be okay. And I'm like, everything's fine. Yes, I'll do that. I have a really hard time saying no.
Yep.
That's probably like one of the worst. What do you call that? Down
People pleasing?
No, yeah, I'm a people pleaser. Yeah. But then I have those friends that just look at me and they're like, you need to stop. Like,
Yeah.
you don't.
You
I'm
need
like,
a minute.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So,
We talk
Mind.
about that a lot at the Dream Center, about the power of community, because when you start acting out of character, your friends and your
friends-
community will see it in you before you do.
Yep. I had a day like that yesterday, like just kind of in my mind a lot about things, and there was really not anything to be in that. And I did exactly like I said last week. I was just physically going like this and throwing it away and started quoting scripture.
start doing that.
Yep, that's what I did. And I do feel so much better after I do it, because I replace it with, I am the head and not the tail.
Yeah.
I am above and not below. Like things
That's
like
good.
that I'm like, I just have to fill that void, because I know if I take the thought captive and I throw it away, but I don't refill it, I'm just
Right,
leaving
right.
a spot, type of thing.
I
But
like it.
I have been working on that this week, because my mind is definitely where Satan attacks the most.
Yeah. So I want to circle back real quick.
Circle back.
So when we were talking, you were talking about your friends will see that in you before you'll see it, and like they'll call you on it. Do you? Are you a shooer?
I was like, what was she?
You know when you get aggravated, you're like, shoo.
Yes.
Yeah,
You do
I
that?
even write it SHEW.
Do you
On a text
Okay.
message. Shoo.
All right. Do you know how many times you do that in a day?
Me?
Yeah.
Like personally, me?
Yeah, you.
No. Do you know how many
Do
times
you
I do it
catch
a day?
yourself when you do
Oh,
it?
I thought you were saying I do it a lot. Shoot.
No. You just kind of
You
do
just did it
it. You
twice.
don't even realize it. It's
No.
I definitely do. I'm like, shoo.
yeah. So like
Mine
that.
has a on the end. Shoo.
She
uh.
Oh, that's like a cute shoe.
What's
That's
that?
like-
It's like your teenager. Yes. Mine
Bruh,
mine doesn't do that, but I've heard others do. It's fine. But I say shoo.
Yeah.
No, I
So
don't
like that's what they call me on. Like
I
because
call
that-
you on a shoe.
yeah, because that's just like that's an early warning sign. Like
I got
we've
it.
talked about for me. Like when I'm getting aggravated, I'll start shooing a lot.
Okay.
I
And
feel like I answer like if somebody I can't, like I'm like yes, I'll do it.
And I don't want to.
Like now you guys are gonna call me out on
Yeah,
it. Like,
we
nope,
are.
never
Feel like
mind.
Jennifer.
if you raise the
I
pitch of your voice
can.
and
Yeah.
you tell me you're praying for me, I know I've done something to upset the both of you.
That is not true.
Right.
That is not
I just
true.
told on myself. We're gonna have to do better at this, Bethany.
I pray for y'all all the time. Stop that. I cannot.
Just again, it's just your friends will
Yes, the
recognize
telltale
that
signs.
need,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they'll be like, "You're shooing," and I'm like, "Oh,
I
know
love it
that."
too,
Yeah.
because I think I said it last week. Like, I'm an Enneagram 2, so I'm a people pleaser. I'm a helper. I want to help at all times. But one of the things, especially that I know about myself, is I love to read people. Like, I can tell when you're not you, and I've said that before. Like, hey, that wasn't you. What are you doing? You know,
She's done that to me.
even when you preached the first time, the second service you came out, I said that wasn't you. You're gonna do a little something different because that ain't you. I can see that on people, and
I'm like, really? I can put hood in my voice? It's okay to do
yeah,
that?
girl.
Okay.
We like that, Amy.
Go ahead, get down.
That's the real
Amy. Then we know we're getting the real deal.
Yeah.
But I think that just having that friendship, that relational aspect, A, be able to read each other, but B, be able to say it. Because I definitely have, I would even say friends in my life that if you said that to me, I'm mad. Like you've done. But I have some that it's like, why are they allowed to be rude to me and no one else is?
No one else
like,
is allowed to be mean.
I don't get it.
You
know?
give speaking permission to
Yeah,
your community.
for sure.
Another power.
But that's also the power of holding each other accountable and holding each other to a higher standard so that when Satan does start attacking, when the enemy comes at you, you know, you've got people on your back to have your six type of thing.
You're ready for it.
So have you ever maybe thought about what lies sneak in your mind the most? Like what does the enemy, that's really hard to, Mason said that, like it's not Satan all the time. He can't be everywhere, it's the enemy. That's hard vocab for me. I've always said, Satan's coming at me. He's probably not. It's just the enemy.
Yeah.
I got to downgrade that. Because the enemy sounds like a little bit like, I know, but
Like, you ain't even the devil.
no,
like,
you
just
ain't
a
even
minion.
up the bar yet.
Get away,
The ladder is down here.
I'm giving you too much credit.
But what is the lie that he continually tells you? What's something he feeds you?
Honestly, I feel like I'm in a season right now with my oldest, Brooklyn. She's 13. And
Does she say a lot?
Mama.
more like, you know what? She does so much. I don't even know. I don't even know if it'd be podcast friendly, to be honest. But I feel like he gets in my mind and he tells that like I'm just not good enough. Like why are you trying so hard? Because I feel like I fail sometimes with a teenage daughter, and we bump noggins.
Yep.
So much.
Have you ever had a teenage daughter?
No, it's my first.
Okay,
but I've got two
so
more later. So
She's just a trial and error. It's all right.
Oh man.
It's gonna be okay.
You messed this one up. You got two more.
You got two
chances.
more. You be fine. It's when you get to Allie, I'm gonna really be worried. So.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with Allie.
Oh,
Everybody
she's a
tells
hot mess
she
express.
she
I
reminds
love
me
her.
so much of Brooklyn when Brooklyn was that age, and where I'm at with Brooklyn right now. I'm like,
You're
I
like,
can't,
nope,
I can't do this again. Like,
Cannot.
No.
I say that every day with Ellie. I'm so glad I only have one daughter.
Nope,
She
I got
just like me, and
three.
we fight. We fight.
And that's the thing. Like we fight so much.
Yes.
Both of your girls are sweet. I can't just send them to
You
their
can.
Aunt
You can
Amy's
have it.
and,
You can have her. I would say that two lies, I guess. He always attacks my mind with a spirit of lack. I always feel like something's going to run out. So whether it be finances, love, friendship, just good things in my life, anything, I always feel like it's going to run out. So always coming from a spot of not enough, I guess, for the future use. So I don't live in the moment. I'm always worried about the next moment. And so that is definitely one that he does. And then also that like if I am missing on something or like I'm not in something, then I'm unwanted. And I don't like that feeling either. I don't ever want to be in a room where I'm not wanted or I'm the dumbest person in the room. That's just, and I should be the dumbest person in the room. I should always be in a room of people I can learn from. But I think those two things are definitely where the enemy attacks me.
That's a big one for me too.
I think probably one of the biggest lies that he tries to tell me is that, like, there's a lid on grace. Like, God gives me X amount of grace, and after I've consumed it, you know
That's
what I'm
all you
saying?
get.
That's all you have.
And then, like, you know, I struggle with certain things just like everybody else does, you know, and when I fall, I'm like, why did I do that again?
Yeah.
You know, why did I stump my toe? Yeah, why did I stump my toe and say a 4-letter word?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like, I asked for forgiveness, and I'm like, how many times do I got to do this? You're going to quit forgiving me, you know? And like that, grace has an expiration date on it, or grace has. That's another one. Not only does it have a cap to it, but it has an expiration date. One thing that Trey was talking about, we actually talked about this small group a little bit. The 2:00 in the morning moments is what gets me the most. that's when I'm vulnerable. A lot of people don't know it. Y'all have heard me talk about I have a TV in my bedroom.
Yeah.
It's dedicated to the office. It plays all night long. Larry has finally gotten to a place to where it doesn't drive him crazy. He can sleep through the TV being on. And a lot of that is I've tried a couple of different things. I'll have the Abide app playing, or I'll do music. And that's because when I wake up, if my mind is not instantly drawn to something, that's when the enemy gets me. And I relive. It's awful. I relive all of those seasons, all of those things. And it's the enemy.
Yeah.
Because it makes it's just crazy.
God's not gonna put
like
the
that
past in your
that
face.
is my weak
Yeah.
moment. And it takes me back to when the enemy had me right where he wanted me.
Right.
And those lies were awful.
Jesus said
Those
you
lies were
mine.
the world's better off without you. Your children would be better without you as a mother. Like those
are
were
so
the lies
scary,
that
scary
the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
and so even I don't know. Yeah,
I think that the best thing though that we've learned so far, I mean, it's only been a couple weeks of the series, is that Satan and the enemy doesn't know your future. So all he has is your past,
past.
to throw up.
that was a revelation that
Yep.
blew my mind.
So when that 2 a.m. wake up call comes and it's your past,
yeah,
thought,
that's it.
done. You don't get to, because
Yep.
Satan, God is never going to throw up our mistakes
Right.
in our face. He's never going to say, "This is when you weren't enough," and that's what I have to tell myself all the time. He's never going to make me think of lack, because He's always been more than enough. Like I've never had a season where I didn't have what I needed when I needed it and right on time. Why would I think He wouldn't do that again? I wouldn't, because He will. He's not a liar. He won't. He's not going to fail. And so when those times come, then that's definitely from Satan, because that's or from the enemy, because that's the only person who can just throw up the
Right.
past.
The enemy knows when you failed, and that's what
Yep.
he's going to use to put in your brain. And
That's on
what you're
his
gonna think
replay.
on.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, and that's kind of like that's how I get out of those 2:00 in the morning
Right.
things. I go
Yeah.
back and be like, no, this is God. You've done this. You pulled
Right.
me out of this. I'm not that person anymore. Like you
Yeah.
have restored my family. You have given me this. You have given me a calling. You have equipped me to walk in it. You have given me a testimony. And you say all these things, and it's not just in my life. In my family's life, my children's life.
Yep.
And when you can go back and look at God's track record,
Yeah.
that's your weapon.
Confidence.
I read a
Yeah.
meme
Confidence.
once where it says if you catch yourself waking up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's God just telling you that He wants to talk to you, and that happens sometimes for me.
Yeah.
And if it's
Yeah.
2, 3, I don't ever look at the clock. Like that is my biggest. Just don't look at it, because then I won't want to go back to sleep.
Yeah.
But
And you'll be up mopping.
yes,
at 4 a.m.
at 4 a.m. I will
She
be up cleaning
does,
my house.
y'all.
She'll be like, "It's 7 a.m. I've already taken
I've
kids
already-
to school. I've already taken all the trash out, 3 loads of laundry, swept and mopped." Like I'm like, what?
I have breaking a broom at 5 a.m. before. It's like I'm a go sweeper. But if I catch myself like up at 2 or 3
We
o'clock,
are
in the
not
morning-
the same.
No, we are not.
I'm like up there, like my husband
I'm
doesn't
like,
have
I
my
can't
coffee made yet.
I'm literally
No.
drinking my coffee still asleep. Like
Sometimes
no.
I'm sleeping and I'm like, all right, God, I don't know what time it is, but I'm awake and you want to talk to me, but I'm going to make this quick because I really want to go back to sleep because I'm going to be up in a couple hours. Like, but
I do
yeah.
think too. Everyone's always like, "I hate praying because I just fall asleep at nighttime." I think that's the best sleep. Why would you
Yes.
not want to fall asleep talking to Jesus? Like
yeah,
that's-
every night, yeah.
That's totally cool. I was trying to look up a scripture that I've been telling myself because I don't know it, right off my
Right off
brain.
your brain.
Yes, and I'm going to find it because it was so good. I saved it and sent it to a friend who's going through some health battles, but it said, and the Lord, everyone assembled here will know that the Lord rescues His people, but not with sword and spear. This is the Lord's battle, and He will give it to us. It's 1 Samuel 17:47, and I'm telling you, I have been like, that's been it. Like this battle, and He's going to give it to me. This is His battle, and He's going to give it to me. Like He already knew when you're assembled. And my favorite saying, and I've said it on here a million times, is nothing takes God by surprise.
Right.
Today didn't take Him by surprise. That thought entered my mind didn't take Him by surprise. That phone call last night didn't take Him by surprise. So I just need to ask for opportunity. I need to ask for kingdom eyes to see what He's doing in that midst, but also to know that the battle is already His and He's already won.
All right.
Like I'm good.
What about
Come
you,
on.
Jennifer? Do you have a scripture that you can go to? Y'all go ahead. There's your scripture. Put that in your toolbox. And
First Samuel, what did I say? 17. I'll find it. Tell you again. Go ahead.
a scripture that I
Do you have a go-to scripture whenever you're struggling or going into battle or
1747.
give me just a second. Let me think about
I
it.
also,
You got
one of my favorite scriptures of all times is Philippians 4:6 and 4:6 through 8. And it says, don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank him for all he's done. Then you will experience God's peace. So after you've prayed about it, after you've told him all the things on your mind, then you will have peace, which exceeds anything you can understand. His peace will guard your heart and your mind as you live in Christ Jesus. But also, this is my favorite one too. Verse 8. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true, what is honorable, what is right, pure, lovely, and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting this into practice. And one of my friends one time said, everything that comes into my life, every thought that comes into my life is against that rubric. That's against that judge. Is this true? Is this honorable? Is this worthy of praise? If not, kick it out. So those are my two favorite scriptures. I want Philippians 4:6 on my body somehow, like on a tattoo. I just don't know how to do that without it being like words.
Get it right above your eyebrow.
That's what I'm thinking, like hands, so I can just be like
This is
face palm. Yep. What about you?
1 Timothy 12
Okay.
is starts my favorite verse. It's Paul's gratitude letter, and he's the one
I love 1 Timothy anyways.
I relate to him the most.
Why? Because he's in jail?
Because he was a chief of sinners. Because he was a chief of sinners, and he had this radical encounter with
You
the
gotta
Lord.
laugh. That was funny, Amy. That was funny.
She's trying to be serious right now.
Jeez,
Yeah,
I know,
that's
and I
why.
had such a good one.
She's like, why? Because he was in jail?
Jeez. Okay, continue on. Go.
Anyway,
Okay.
no, he was chief of sinners. I love you.
I can't just say that to everybody.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Oh no, Shua.
Because he was a chief of sinners, and he I can't even get back to it now. Anyway, I've lost it. But I know he had a very troublesome past. He had this radical experience
Yes,
with the Lord,
yep.
and come to know Christ, and was like sold out. And I'm like, that's me. Like I did it all. I was in jail. I was a chief of sinners, and I did have this. If you've never heard my story, I did have this radical experience with the Lord.
Yes.
And been sold out ever since. And but in that letter, he's talking about how he was the worst. And then he goes on, he's talking about how bad he was, and he said, but I received mercy because I acted out of ignorance and unbelief. And then he skips down and he says, this saying is trustworthy. That means you can write a check on it.
That's right.
And he says, Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, and I was the worst of them, but I received mercy for this reason. This is why God has given me mercy, and this is why God restored my life, is because so I can demonstrate his extraordinary patience and be an example to those who would believe in him for eternal life.
That's so good.
And that's CSB version. There's other versions.
Walk it like you talk it.
So I can walk it like I talk it, and I can lead others to Christ.
That's good.
because
By
of what I
example.
went through.
That's
it.
so good.
So I would say one of mine, and it's known, is the walk by faith, not by sight. And I have actually thought about getting that one tattooed right here.
Yeah. That's gonna hurt.
That's gonna hurt.
Well, I've got one. I've got one right there, just like a little flower, and it didn't hurt too bad.
Hey,
but
next
I
week,
ain't got
y'all,
no
we're all
tattoos.
gonna have new tattoos.
No, I ain't got none. Gabe says I can't have one because I changed my mind on it the next day. That's probably true.
you've got to think about it for
That's
a while.
no,
You've really got
that
to think
won't-
about it.
My brain's ADHD, member.
I'll take you to go get one.
Ooh. I also love the story of the woman of the well, and I want like a tiny little,
Woman at a well?
No, like a little picture of it, but not necessarily the woman at the well. But I love that story because he already knew her past. He already knew what was happening in her, and he still came to her out of everything he wasn't supposed to do. He sought her out, And that made a difference, and that's one of my favorite stories. Anyways, continue
You
on.
should get a picture of a
that
whale,
story,
like
too.
tattoo right there. Just
No, I
just
just
a
thought
whale.
about a bucket.
Just a bucket.
a bucket.
You'll know what it means.
I just put a bucket on my body,
But no, I feel like that one, though, walk by faith and not by sight. That one's so important because a lot of times I feel like we just want the answers. And like you said, we want to know what's going to happen. We want to know when it's going to happen.
Yep.
But you've really just got to walk by faith. You've got to know
Yep.
that God's got it taken care of and He's got your
Oh,
back.
not me saying, Lord, will you show me which direction to go? Not like, Lord,
yeah.
I trust you and lead. Like,
That's same. But even you can say walking by faith, and that is the real life of what we have to do. But man, you better be prepared
so
for a
hard.
fight because walking by faith means you are trusting, and that means that everything around you ain't easy.
Exactly.
And that is going to be a tight
That's
thing.
why you need your people. And I feel
That's
like
right.
that actually falls
You
right
can't-
into what we're talking about.
You
do
can't
it alone.
win spiritual battles with natural fights.
That's
You've got
it.
to have your spiritual battle. When the enemy combats you, you've got to come back at it with the spiritual realm, not with your natural
That's like
ability.
a mic drop.
It is.
Can we like get this?
Ding.
and-
it.
Cody would kill
That's
me if I
it.
took this microphone off. But you can't
He
win a
would.
spiritual fight with your natural ability. So as we're talking about this in the next couple weeks here at the campus at Victory Hill, if you are not here with us, you can watch online. We are talking about spiritual warfare, and it is a really, really good dig in time for our people and us in general as just human beings.
So excited about this Sunday, though.
Oh,
We're
it's gonna
doing
be
a
good.
Full armor of God.
Yes.
I'm so excited about
That's one
it.
of my favorite things to learn about too. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like I'm still so novice when it comes to some of that stuff. You learn it in vacation Bible school, and you just kind of take it on, but you don't really learn it. And so I'm excited to dig into that. But it's going to be a spiritual battle for you, like it is for us. If you're wondering about anything as far as the spiritual realm goes, and you start looking into it more, you start digging, you start having more faith, the enemy is going to come with opposition. So that's why I say you can't have a spiritual battle and fight it with your natural ability. So I would pray this week, God, I can't do this on my own. Help me. Give me strength. Give me power. Fight with your sword and spear, not mine. That type of thing. So have each other's backs. If you know someone around you that's also going through something,
Send them a text.
send them a text when you think of it. That's the best way to do it because your brain will forget. And you can pray for people without them being thorns in your side.
You can send pray for you today without meaning
without
anything.
actually being upset. But anyways,
I do that too.
I mean, you gotta. Sometimes you just got to. It's for me, not for you. It's all right. That's okay. But all right. Well, thanks for joining us today, and we will see you next week. Come back. See
now
ya.
I gotta go find a
Sheila.
song to listen to because I've got crazy trains.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
you and
it's
Alexa
a
the
catchy song.
KB.
Everybody's
see,
hands go up.
And
Y'all, why do we do that?
I don't know, because we're gonna look so. That's the one he's gonna put on Instagram too, for sure.